so I've got the robin back out. You're probably wondering why. I just thought I would do a nice background. I just fancy doing a background with him, so I've just done a nice pencil square around him just to give me a little guide as to where to keep in. And yeah, I'm just going to go back to the reference photo and do a nice little blurry background. I was going to use my pan pastels, but I thought no, I'm going to use my pencils. I'm going to use mainly my Luminance. So yeah, I thought I'd record the process, and if you also want to do a background, then you've got the choice to. So with all that said, I'm going to get started. Okay, so I've also not got my light on either. I don't think I really need it, and it's also just a blurry background we're doing. We're not doing sort of any massive details, so I'm not going to put it on. So I've got the brown ochre 10% here, and we've got sort of a yellowish area over this side, and then it sort of goes over to the green. Now I'm not going to follow the photo, you know, like religiously or anything. I'm just going to use it as a reference. So yeah, I'm going to start on this side and then work my way across. So I've got my kitchen paper there. I've got the brown ochre 10%, and we're just going to make some sort of like little circles. I'm just going to round and round with a pencil. You don't need them sharp for this. This one happens to be reasonably sharp, but so I'm just sort of copying the shapes on the reference photo really. This is obviously just the base layer, so it's quite a vibrant background. And that's another reason why I thought it'd be nice to put one in. It's quite a little area as well, so I thought, why not? It's quite nice and relaxing not to worry about details, just to play with your pencils, and before you know it, you've done a lovely background. So I'm just going round and round with the pencil, get that tooth filled in. Probably do 3 layers roughly. Use a cotton bud to rub it in. I might also use a pencil stub. We'll have a bit of an experiment. I'm going to put this pencil in a holder, it's a bit uncomfortable. Okay, I'll just put him in a pencil extender. So I'll move that paper. I'm deliberately not leaning on the robin. So we don't have to worry about it being too neat at this stage because we are going to blend it all anyway, and it is quite a blurry background, so we've got that to our advantage. We just want to get enough pencil down so we can move it around and fill the tooth there. So we've got another light yellow area here. I think I'm going to use the same yellow as I used for the moss because it's a nice bright yellow. I think it was yellow ochre I used. So we'll use that on the top. At least we're doing a background, we can get rid of the got a little mark here on top of his head. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. You can hardly see it, but I know it's there. But I can probably get rid of that doing a background. It'd be interesting to see if I can, I've got that line on the bottom there, wondering if I can fill that in. I might bring it over here as well, actually. So what I do is I just concentrate on this corner. Right, change of plan. While I've still got this colour, I'm just going to do a bit down here, and then this side's done with this colour, so I might as well just put it in. Okay, right, so that's the brown ochre 10. Let's go to another colour now. I've got the olive brown 10%, so a lovely greenish colour. So I'm going to go in where I've not filled in with this colour. Let's start up here. It doesn't matter if we go over the brown ochre, it's all going to merge together anyway, so we don't have to be too worried about that. Come over here. know I'm slightly off screen there, but I'm not doing anything too exciting there. You can see what I'm doing. Just going round and round. Okay, let's come down to here. It certainly gives your wrist a good exercise. Let's move down here. So I'm now changing colour again. I've got the olive brown 50. So it's a bit deeper colour. Well, it's quite light down there. Put a bit up here. Okay, now I've got the sepia 10 as well. I think that would be nice to put in places. So I've got the sepia 10 here. Okay, so I've got the yellow ochre now. It's a very nice bright yellow, this one. Let's put some down here. I'm going to put a bit more, I'm going to put a bit up here as well, I think. It's such a nice colour. Let's take it up to here, because then it goes into the green there, what we'll add a bit later. brown ochre 10%, and what I've done, I've just gone all over with it, just sort of merge it all together, and then I'm going to see if the cotton bud softens it further. So yeah, I've just used the brown ochre and I've gone all over just to soften it further there. The more pencil we've got down, really, the better it sort of moves around. So I've got the cotton bud here, just going to merge it all. That's my little dog making funny noises there. I've got a stub here as well. It's not a clean one, but different ways of doing it. You can use solvents as well, which I don't tend to. I think I'm going to put a bit more pencil down. I'm going to go with the olive brown 50. Just going to put a bit more pencil down. I'm going to go back to my yellow ochre. Oh. It's layering quite nicely now, to be fair. Some would say it's a bit time consuming using pencils for a background. Go straight to the pan pastels or whatever medium they want to use, but I quite like the pencil backgrounds. I wouldn't do it on anything bigger than this area, I don't think, because it would probably kill my wrists. But yeah, if you're not in a rush, then I think this is quite a nice way to go for the backgrounds. You haven't got to worry about any details or anything, so you can just relax and just fill the paper in really with pretty colours, and I think it'll look nice once it's done. But I've got a few layers down now because obviously I'm going back and forth, and it's now starting to show quite nicely, I think. think that looks quite nice actually. I'm really pleased with that. Let's come down here. So I'm just going over the colours again really, what I've just put already down, just bringing them back up again. I was thinking that putting the burnt ochre 10% all over was a mistake, but I think what's actually happened is it's pushed all the pencil into the tooth of the paper, and it's done me a favour really, because now the colours are sitting on top really vibrantly. So I think that was a good move. As I say, I'm pretty new to this Canson paper, so I'm sort of learning as well still. Well, you're always learning when you do art. You probably know I'm more into my drafting film, but I'm trying to venture out into other surfaces, so I think which is good. I think it's always good to use other ones and experiment. I've got the olive green 10% now, and I'm just going to go over this lighter area. I'm going into the yellow ochre as well because we want it to all merge. I'm just going to put some of that up here as well. I know I'm going off the screen a bit there, but you know what I'm doing. Might get a bit more. Actually, I might go with another colour actually. I was just trying to find the right colour, so I've gone with the raw umber. It's quite similar to the olive browns actually, but a much deeper colour. So I thought that would be a nice colour also. And it's all these nice earthy greens and brown colours for the background. I'm just bringing it over the sepia 10 as well, so I'm sort of merging all the colours together now just to make it less sort of shapy and just blur it all out. That's the idea anyway. I'm going to do some down here as well. So it's actually lighter on this side, so we'll use some different colours on his other side. Probably use a bit of dark indigo, a bit of blue. We've got some deep greens down the bottom. I might actually come up to this yellow, make it look more merged in. So you can vary your pressure with your pencil obviously to decide sort of how much colour you want, or how deep a colour. So I'm literally just going over the yellow up here. So the more pencil you put down, the more you've got to move around the paper. So you've got a bit more control as to how it blends. I think what I'll do now, I'm going to get a cotton bud and see how that moves around now. Let's give it a go. You can use a brush as well, a nice dry brush. I find it takes a bit too much off. I suppose it depends what brush you use. But I think that's working quite nicely. Let's go with the pencil stub. I think that's the correct term for them. These are probably a bit quicker to move it around because they're bigger than a cotton bud. now I've got the raw umber 10%, and any areas that just need a bit more of a smooth over, I'm just using this just to soften it up a little bit, just in places. And I think that'll be just fine for this area. Yeah, I think that'll be it for this side. I'm going to go over to the other side, and we can revisit this one if we want to, or this side rather. Maybe you can hear the seagulls in the background there squawking. You can tell I live near the sea. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice actually. So I'm going to move everything and go on to the other side. Right, so I've got the olive brown 10%. I think I'm going to just cover this whole area with it, and then add the darker greens and a bit of yellow. So, oh, and the bit of blue as well, I think would go nice. think forget this little bit underneath. I'm going to add a bit more yellow ochre up here. And then I'm going to add some down here as well. While I've got this colour. And I think next would be good to get the dark indigo. So we're going to go over to Polychromes now. So I've got the dark indigo. It's sitting quite nicely on the Luminance. The Polychromes do anyway, they're very good. It's just come to me actually, with the Polychromes being quite dry, they'll probably blend that bit nicer, whereas the Luminance pencils are quite waxy, so the Polychromes are that bit better. I think that's all I'm going to do with the dark indigo. I might go over that area in a bit, but we'll see. I think I'm going to go with a raw umber now. So I've got the raw umber here. I've got the dark indigo here and I just want to go over it again, just darken it up. So I'm putting a bit more pressure on this bit because I want it to be quite a deep blue, and then I'm just tapering it off as I come to the edges. I'm going to get the yellow back and I'm going to merge it a bit more. Obviously we'll get a green. Doing it slightly different from the actual photo here. Okay, might go back to, let's have a look, the raw umber. I've got the raw umber 10% here. Just want to smooth it off coming down here. Just smooth it up there a bit more as well. I just want all the colours to blend in with each other. I don't want any blocks of colours as such. So I've got a new colour here in the Polychromes, a yellow, olive green yellowish, and I thought that would look nice down here. Another olive colour. It's actually quite dark down this bottom bit, so I can probably put a bit more pressure on actually. going to give this a bit of a blend. I'm just going to go back in with the olive green yellowish just to make it a bit deeper colour. Then I'm going to add a bit of yellow. It's quite dark down here. I'm going to put a bit more pressure on. Let's get the yellow ochre now, back with the luminance. I'm just going over the green there, and it's just making it a nicer green whilst blending it. Let's get the raw umber 10. There it is. I'm going to add a bit of the olive green yellowish up here as well. And I wanted to add some dark indigo down here, just to darken it a little bit more.